As Assetto Corsa has become a much nicer looking game, a lot more people have been taking photographs with it, including myself, and I've seen some people on Reddit wonder, how do you do all this stuff? How does this motion blur work? And stuff like that, because there really aren't many tutorials on YouTube on how to enable all this nice looking stuff in the Assetto Corsa photo mode, because it's actually a different photo mode to what you'd have to believe. It's not the replay photo mode, and it's not the F7 free camera that you may have seen before. This is actually a different photo mode that uses the F5 cam. Now, there is a lack of YouTube tutorials on this, as I said before, and it's based all on the original Assetto Corsa, so I'm going to assume you have Saw and Content Manager installed in this tutorial. You're going to want to head to your Assetto Corsa folder, wherever that may be, and then you're going to want to go to the System folder, and then to the CFG folder. And then in the CFG folder inside of System, you'll find an INI named Assetto Corsa.ini. And there's two settings in there that we're going to need to change to activate this hidden photo mode. The first one is going to be Allow Dev Apps, which you're going to change from a 0 to a 1. And then the second one, once you scroll down, is going to be Allow Free Camera, which you're going to change from a 0 to a 1. And once you have both changed those from 0s to 1s, you're going to want to press either Control S or just go to File, Save on Notepad. Quickly before you load into Assetto Corsa, you're going to want to go into the Content Manager, go to Settings, Custom Shaders Patch, and then go to Extra Effects on the left-hand side, and enable Content Manager's Custom Shaders Patch Motion Blur. It looks much better than the regular blur, and it's what I use. I really recommend putting it on. Next, you're going to want to load Assetto Corsa, of course, and I recommend doing this through a replay, not driving, because if you have a replay, you have more camera stuff to mess with and work with. So the first thing we're not going to do is actually not activate the camera yet. You don't want to press F5 yet. What the first thing you actually want to do is use the replay mode to pick the car you want to focus on. So the different cars I'm switching between, so this Camaro and then the Audi right here, stuff like that. Whatever the replay is focused on will be what your camera is focused on in the final screenshot, no matter what the focal point of the camera is. So you want to pick the car that you actually want to focus on. Here I picked the BMW, and you do not want to use the photo mode replay thing. Just don't click on the little shutter icon, but press the F5 key, and you can use the WASD keys to control the camera. You can also add a bit of roll you got to add a bit of angle using the F and G keys. It's kind of hard to control, but it's all right because it still works. And of course, if you have saw, if you don't like the lighting in your photo, but you like the rest of the shot, you can just change about 5 minutes or whatever. You can change the lighting to get it perfect and then get a perfect shot. To add some depth of field to your photo, you can go to the sidebar where all your apps are, scroll down to the bottom where you'll see this Dev App section, and then open the Photo Mode app. Now, you're not going to want to press the Start button. There's another YouTube tutorial that's been pretty popular for doing these screenshots, and he recommends to press the Start button, but in here you do not want to press that Start button because that will use the different camera and will not give you the right blur. So what you're going to do to add depth of field is not the DOF focus option, but the DOF factor option. You're just going to want to press at least 1 on that. You can adjust it to like 100,000 or something, but it barely makes a difference from 1, at least in my opinion. I don't see a lot of difference when you scale it up a lot. And now you see my car is actually blurred out with the depth of field. So to do that, you're actually going to want to hold the Control key and then your left mouse button to click just click on whatever part of the car, whatever part of the world you want to focus on, and pressing Control and clicking on something will give that the depth of field focus. Now, to actually take a screenshot and save it right before you take it, I'm just going to give a little bit of an epilepsy warning to the video and to people who are actually taking the screenshots. Your screen might weirdly flash or be white for a second. Like I've had it where my screen just is flashing white for a second and then it slowly goes back to normal colors. I've had it where black squares flash on the screen while it's taking the photo. It's a little bit unpredictable. It depends on your graphic settings, if you have reshade, whatever. But weird graphical glitches might happen, and I just want to give a little bit of warning right there. But to save your screenshot, once you've prepared for that and know that, just press the F8 key, and your screenshot will save to your Documents folder, Assetto Corsa, Screens, and there you go. That's how to use the photo mode.